Hi, I'm Chris Fowler, and welcome to Run for the Crown on ESPN Classic. The year is 1989, and in horse racing, there's a hugely attractive duel between opposites. It's the hard luck story versus everyone's favorite. It's the incredible tale of Sunday Silence, the colt who had survived ill health in an almost deadly accident, taking on Easy Goer, the son of Alydar, undefeated as a 3-year-old, and in the spring of '89, already considered the heir to Secretariat. There's a marked contrast, too, in the men who train the horses. For Easy Goer, it's 37-year-old Shug McGaughey, whose wife is expecting at any moment. For Sunday Silence, 76-year-old Hall of Famer Charlie Whittingham, who may have been the only person who didn't consider Easy Goer the favorite.
The Triple Crown of 1989 was so electric from the start because Easy Goer was supposed to roll through, winning it easily. Some people had already called him the Triple Crown winner.
I had the utmost confidence in the colt, and I felt that you know, possibly even not giving his best effort would be good enough to get the job done.
Easy Goer was such a heavy favorite because he had blown away the field in his Derby tune-ups. However, as a 2-year-old, he struggled on a muddy Churchill Downs track in the Breeders' Cup. The last thing Shug McGaughey wanted to see on Derby Day was rain.
The track is listed as muddy. The track has not been muddy in 31 years.
We call it an off track, and you know, there really wasn't anything I could do about it. You know, if you look back, Alydar, probably his worst race of the Triple Crown races was in Louisville at Churchill, and Easy Goer's definitely were too.
In addition to the rough track conditions in Louisville, Easy Goer faced tough competition from Sunday Silence. Sunday Silence was a horse many didn't believe in. A horse that, when put up for sale, no one wanted to buy. A horse who overcame an infection and a car trailer crash. A horse who stumbled out of the blocks at the San Felipe Stakes but didn't give up and won the race. A horse who made a statement at the Santa Anita Derby, winning by 11 lengths, but still, at post time of the Derby, a horse that had few believers.
And they're up. He's moving fast, and down the stretch they come. Photo finish! This is what thoroughbred racing is all about as we get set for the start of the Derby. They're all in line, and they're off. And Sunday Silence at the start comes right in and bumps Triple Buck. Houston takes the early lead on the outside. Dancel, Clever Trevor along the inside is third. And here comes Northern Wolf, and again a few bumps. And Easy Goer is fifth at this point on the outside in great position, passing the stands for the first time. Houston with Pinkai on the outside in front of neck. On the inside, it's Clever Trevor second by 2.5. Then a field horse, Northern Wolf, the roan, in third. Sunday Silence comes out a bit from the rail in fourth. And Pat Valenzuela looks over his shoulder and sees that it's Pat Day in fifth on the outside with the favorite Easy Goer.
I knew a quarter of a mile into the race that he wasn't running the way that he was capable of running. I was just guardedly optimistic that at some point in the race that I could get him to go ahead and pick it up and respond and get the job done.
Ensign is 14th. Hofstra at the back of the pack is 15th in last, and about 18 lengths separate the entire field. The first half mile in 46 3/5 seconds, and Houston, trained by T. Wayne Lucas, winging it on the front end. Clever Trevor, the Oklahoma bred, at the rail is second. On the outside, Northern Wolf up close third. Then a gap of 2.5, and Sunday Silence is fourth. Dancel is fifth, and the favorite Easy Goer is sixth on the outside. Awe-inspiring, and Stablemate is alongside and charging up, and now alongside Easy Goer. Then comes Triple Buck and Flying Continental. It's still Houston in front by 3/4 of a length. Northern Wolf second. Here comes Sunday Silence on the outside. The entry of Easy Goer and Awe-inspiring next as they straighten away in the stretch. Sunday Silence, but Pat Valenzuela comes over, has little contact with Northern Wolf. On the inside, Houston is dropping out of it. Dancel is still tough. On the inside, then comes Easy Goer and Awe-inspiring, but with a 16th of a mile to go. And here comes Sunday Silence through the stretch, coming to the finish of the Derby. Sunday Silence wins this Derby by 2 lengths. It's a photograph between Easy Goer and on the outside, Awe-inspiring. So it's Sunday Silence Easy Goer and awe-inspiring 1, 2, 3. Sunday Silence trained by Charlie Whittingham. He said he would win the Derby, and it was big words from Charlie when he says he liked the horse. They've won it. Pat Valenzuela, Sunday Silence, unofficial, the winner of the Kentucky Derby.
They tried to sell him twice. Charlie Whittingham bought a piece of him sight unseen. He's a happy man today.
You think we might have a Triple Crown winner this year?
If ever a horse could go all the way, this one can. He's just learning. He's run a little green today. Did you see he ducked in and out a little bit? We'll be another Triple Crown winner.
Write that down. We'll be another Triple Crown winner.
But Sunday Silence would win the Triple Crown. The consensus was that the weather did in Easy Goer and that Whittingham's victory was an aberration. Sunday Silence wore the blanket of roses, but Easy Goer was still the people's champion.
I think Easy Goer had difficulties with the track at Churchill Downs in the Kentucky Derby. Sunday Silence did not. And going into the Preakness, I think we all thought that Easy Goer would bounce back. Little did we know, he bounced back, and it became one of the great races in Triple Crown history.
The best race I ever saw. Fortunately for me, I was calling it.
Pulverizing quickly, jumps to the lead. Houston on the outside in second. Dancel between them third. Northern Wolf on the outside is fourth. And Sunday Silence is right there and now fourth, moving up between horses. Passing the stands for the first time. Northern Wolf takes the lead by a head. Houston with Cordero on the inside, saving ground in second. Pulverizing is dropped back to be third. Then on the outside, it's Sunday Silence fourth. Easy Goer on the outside is fifth at this point, 3.5 lengths off the lead. Larry Snyder with Dancel at the rail is next. Then comes Rock Point, and 3 lengths back to the trailer Hawkster, who is 15 lengths off the leader, who is now Houston as they move on to the backstretch. The first quarter in 23 2/5 seconds. It's fast, but not that fast. Down the backstretch, Houston with Cordero leading the pack by 3 lengths. Northern Wolf is second, and now the Kentucky Derby winner. On the outside, Sunday Silence takes second, and here comes Easy Goer with a quick move on the outside with Pat Day. Going down the backstretch, it's Houston in front by a head. Easy Goer, the favorite, up to challenge. Sunday Silence between horses in tight quarters there. Back into third, Dancel is fourth, Northern Wolf fifth. Rock Point on the outside, sixth. Pulverizing has had it. He's back to seventh, and Hawkster hasn't started to run. Midway on the turn, Dancel on the outside to the front. On the outside, here comes Sunday Silence to challenge. Now they're heads apart. Sunday Silence with Pat Valenzuela takes the lead at the quarter pole. Easy Goer back into second position. Dancel coming on third in the stretch. On the outside, it's Sunday Silence. On the inside, Easy Goer. And down the stretch they come. On the outside, it's Sunday Silence. Easy Goer with Pat Day. Back to challenge. Heads apart. Easy Goer on the inside with a slight lead. On the outside, Sunday Silence. The rest of them far back. Here's the finish of the Preakness. Sunday Silence and Easy Goer. Photo finish. Noses apart. I can't tell. But on the outside, Sunday Silence with Pat Valenzuela. He's waving his whip like he thinks he won it. The time, 1:53 4/5 seconds. A dramatic photo finish. Either Sunday Silence on the outside, the winner of the Derby, who will try to make it 2 steps to the Triple Crown, or Easy Goer at the rail with Pat Day. What a finish!
Dave, we have seen the race that everybody wanted to see here today. 2 magnificent colts battling out head-to-head, nose-to-nose, down the stretch. Who won it? If I had to make a guess, I would say Sunday Silence on the outside, but hold all your tickets because that is a pure guess. There's Pat Valenzuela. He did wave his whip. Charlie Whittingham isn't sure. No, I don't think he's sure.
Wants to be.
But it's going to be a little bit of a wait till the photo. There's Shug McGaughey. They're both going to go down towards the winner circle, just in case. 1:53 4. We did not get the track record or stakes record that we thought might be achieved here this afternoon.
It wasn't for lack of running, Jim. 3/4 in 1:09 2, and these 2 colts hooked up and ding-dong through the stretch. I believe Sunday Silence probably got the nod. A really game performance. I mean, this was a stretch finish written in Hollywood.
Pat, can you hear me? This is Jim McKay.
Yeah, I can, Jim.
You think you've got it?
I think so. What does it look like?
As I said, on a guess, I said I thought you had it. But I'll tell you, it's a whisker one way or the other. Do you feel sure you have it or not?
I'm almost positive. Pat tried to screw me the whole way around and he couldn't do it.
Okay.
There is the photograph of the finish. As you can see, if a Hollywood director filmed a race, it would need 100 takes to get it to look like this.
Pat, unofficially, you're the winner. Can you hear me, Pat?
Yeah, I can.
You got it.
All right.
Pat Valenzuela may not have won the race as much as Pat Day may have lost it as they headed down the backstretch.
Pat Valenzuela, the rider of Sunday Silence, looked over, seen it was me, and decided it was time to float me to the outside. I'll never forgive myself for what I'd done at that point. The momentum carried me on past Houston as we got into the middle of the turn, and I went ahead and let my horse relax just a little bit, anticipating that Sunday Silence would come back at me. I thought it would take him a while to regroup and get his feet back under him and get back into contention. That's where I underestimated the recuperative powers of Sunday Silence and his ability to run around the turn. And now I found myself in tight on the fence with Sunday Silence on the outside of me, and now we're in a dogfight.
And down the stretch they come.
Easy Goer had never been in that position before. I wouldn't say that he was intimidated, but he was just slow finding his best stride. He wasn't able to accelerate quite as rapidly. He wasn't quite as agile or quite the athlete that Sunday Silence was.
Silence and Easy Goer. Photo finish. Noses apart.
And here they come, two of them together. It's a bob of the head all the way to the wire. Sunday Silence, what a game, Colt. They're both game. I mean, this is a storybook finish. This is the one we waited for.
This is horse racing, and it could, in fact, be Alydar and Affirmed all over again, going in all three of the Triple Crown races.
With the result the same.
With the result the same, that's what I mean. Well, you saw the expressions on some of the faces of the riders. You heard the crowd shouting to the individual jockeys as they went by. They all know this is a very special moment. Whether you're on the favorite or not, you're riding in the final leg of the Triple Crown, America's greatest racing series.
We came out of the Preakness so well, and that I felt like it had to be a very difficult race on Sunday Silence, and I saw how well Easy Goer had come out of it, that I went into the Belmont with a lot of confidence.
And there is Sunday Silence. Need we say more? The son of Halo is the favorite, and Pat Valenzuela could win the Triple Crown.
It was the most split press box and press corps that I've ever seen. I mean, you had people who were looking and hoping for a Triple Crown winner, and people who were just mad as hell that Sunday Silence, this cheap horse that Charlie Whittingham had sold off shares for, you know, basically a $25,000 horse. I mean, how could he possibly A, defeat Easy Goer, and B, win the Triple Crown? Why, that's unheard of. I mean, you know, we've got to beat this horse. It was almost a political sense to the Triple Crown that year. It was almost like a real nasty election.
Charlsie, we had one vote for Easy Goer, one for Sunday Silence from our colleagues. Who do you vote for?
I'll pick them when they turn down the backside.
Oh, come on now. Let's go. Let's go.
I think any time you have a chance to get a Triple Crown, you know, it's great for the industry. It's great for us in television. It's going to gather more attention, garner more ratings. And it also gives you a sense of history, too, to tell the story of the previous Triple Crown winners and what this horse, and in this situation, Sunday Silence, would maybe take his place in history.
He's moving fast, and down the stretch they come. Photo finish. And they're off. Sunday Silence on the outside grabs the early lead. Then comes Le Voyageur up alongside and between horses. Easy Goer is right there. Firemaker in the middle of the racetrack is fourth. Then comes Rock Point. Triple Buck claims the rail as they round the clubhouse turn. It's Le Voyageur and Randy Romero on the front end, leading the pack by a length and a quarter. Triple Buck along the inside is second by a head. There goes Sunday Silence on the outside. Rock Point between horses fourth. Easy Goer is fifth on the outside, 3 off the rail. 2 lengths farther back, it's Firemaker. Then a gap of 2 on Hawkster, followed by Awe-Inspiring, Imbibe, and Irish Actors 10th and last as they move to the backstretch. On the front end, it's still the Voyageur running the first race of his life in the United States, the first time on dirt. In front by a length and a quarter. Sunday Silence reserved in second position. Triple Buck is gaining a bit on the inside. Easy Goer on the outside. Between horses, Rock Point. Now moving down the backstretch. The first quarter in 23 and 1, the half in 47 seconds. That's 3 seconds faster than the affirmed Alydar Belmont. Down the backstretch, Le Voyageur in front by 3.5 lengths. With Sunday Silence second, then Easy Goer on the outside third. Rock Point is fourth by a head. Triple Buck along the inside fifth. Firemaker is 6 by 2. Hawkster is 7th. Awe-Inspiring is 8th. Imbibe races 9th, and far back, that's Irish Actor 10th and about 20 lengths off the leader. But it's still Le Voyageur. It is American debut, leading the pack 3 parts of a length. Now Pat Valenzuela asks for speed, and the Kentucky Derby and Preakness winner Sunday Silence responds. Easy Goer is also closing in on the top 2. Midway around the turn, Sunday Silence takes the lead and looks to the Triple Crown. Here comes Easy Goer on the outside to challenge. Le Voyageur is hanging tough. Those 3 across the track, and the others are far back. A quarter of a mile to go in the Belmont. Easy Goer on the outside takes command. Sunday Silence moves to the outside for the drive. The Voyageur is now in third, and down the stretch they come. It's Easy Goer with a furlong to the finish in front by 5. Sunday Silence appears beaten. The Voyageur is third. Down the stretch, and it's Easy Goer with Pat Day winning the Belmont and denying Sunday Silence the Triple Crown.
Charlie Whittingham. Arthur Hancock. Denny Phipps. And there's Ogden Phipps with his back to it. The beaten favorite, Sunday Silence. No Triple Crown winner. It'll be at least 12 years. And they're the winner. And the congratulations from one Pat to another. Unofficial results, Easy Goer, the winner, Sunday Silence, second, Le Voyageur from across the ocean. The mystery horse came in and finished third after setting the pace most of the way around. 2:26 flat, is that? If so, that's the second fastest Belmont of all time.
Charlie, so many people are disappointed Sunday Silence didn't come away with the Triple Crown, but was it a tougher race than you expected?
Well, it was a very good race. You expect a tough race in this race, and very few horses get the Triple Crown anyway. He's no worse than a lot of them, and he ran a very big race. And the other horse put his race in today. We're on his racetrack probably, and we didn't have any excuse, and we get a little bonus anyway. We get $1 million for being second, so it's not too bad.
I have an obviously very disappointed Pat Valenzuela with me. Pat, obviously no Triple Crown for you this year, but a good effort by Sunday Silence.
Yeah, Charlsie, he ran a good race. Easy Goer just ran a super race today. You know, I'm sorry we got beat. He ran a great race, and I just wish we could have won the race, you know.
The early fractions were pretty rapid, especially the first quarter by the French horse. Did that cost you at all?
No, we were a couple lengths behind the French horse the first part of it, so I don't think the fractions hurt us. Easy Goer was right next to us also. Like I say again, I like to give credit to the people from the Easy Goer camp, because he ran a great race. He ran a really super race today, and our horse ran a great race too. He just couldn't get lucky.
Well, thanks for being with us, Pat. There'll be another day. It was a great rivalry while it was going on. Thanks a lot.
Down the stretch, and it's Easy Goer with Pat Day winning the Belmont and denying Sunday Silence the Triple Crown.
We should have won the Preakness, and we did win the Belmont. I felt all along that pound for pound, Easy Goer was the better horse. I still feel that way today. I feel that Easy Goer was probably the best horse I've ever ridden, but obviously the record does not bear that out. We ran against Sunday Silence 4 times. He beat us 3 of them.
I likened Easy Goer to the college kid with the cashmere sweater tied around his neck, leaning on his convertible. Sunday Silence was the street fighter. He was the guy with the denim shirt and the collar turned up and probably a pack of cigarettes rolled up in his sleeve.
He was awfully good in the Preakness, but as I said, the rigors of the Triple Crown is so telling on horses that Sunday Silence was one of its casualties.
I think what made that horse special was that he had the hard determination that you look for in a champion. Sunday Silence had that. He demonstrated it in the first 2 legs of the Triple Crown, but when it got to the 3rd leg, when Easy Goer came back to his home track, that's when he showed the horse that we all knew that he thought he could be.
It just turned out that when Easy Goer got to Belmont, it was his home court advantage, and 1.5 miles really was right up his alley. He was able to finally turn the tables and save some face. but he really couldn't seem to get by Sunday Silence, and I've often wondered about whether he had the mental toughness and whether he really wanted to do it or not.
The fairy tale that was 1989 did not last for either of these horses. That next year, in the summer of '90, Sunday Silence and Easy Goer would suffer career-ending injuries. In mid-July, while going through a routine workout at Belmont Park, Easy Goer chipped a bone in his right foreleg and had to retire. 2 weeks later, it was a similar fate for the overachieving Sunday Silence. The colt was found to have a tear in the ligament of his left foreleg. So there would be no Triple Crown winners in the 80s, this after 3 in the 70s. But the quality of racing hardly diminished, and the Preakness of '89, when Pat Valenzuela and Sunday Silence outlasted Easy Goer in a spine-tingling stretch run, that would be voted the best race of the decade. Sadly, Valenzuela, one of the great young jockeys of the 80s, would fall prey to a substance abuse problem and never again reach the heights of 1989. I'm Chris Fowler. For all of us at ESPN Classic, thanks for joining us on Run for the Crown.
On the outside, Sunday Silence. The rest of them far back. Here's the finish of the Preakness. Sunday Silence and Easy Goer. Photo finish. Easy Goer with Pat Day winning the Belmont and denying Sunday Silence the Triple Crown.
Hi, I'm Chris Fowler, and welcome to Run for the Crown on ESPN Classic. The year is 1989, and in horse racing, there's a hugely attractive duel between opposites. It's the hard luck story versus everyone's favorite. It's the incredible tale of Sunday Silence, the colt who had survived ill health in an almost deadly accident, taking on Easy Goer.
The 1989 was so electric from the start because Easy Goer was supposed to roll through, winning it easily. Some people had already called him the Triple Crown winner.
I had the utmost confidence in the colt, and I felt that you know, possibly even not giving his best effort would be good enough to get the job done.
Easy Goer was such a heavy favorite because he had blown away the field in his Derby tune-ups. However, as a 2-year-old, he struggled on a muddy Churchill Downs track in the Breeders' Cup. The last thing Shug McGaughey wanted to see on Derby Day was rain.
The track is listed as muddy. The track has not been muddy in 31 years.
We called an off track, and, you know, there really wasn't anything I could do about it. You know, if you look back, Alydar, probably his worst race of the Triple Crown races was in Louisville at Churchill, and Easy Goer's definitely were too.
In addition to the rough track conditions in Louisville, Easy Goer faced tough competition from Sunday Silence. Sunday Silence was a horse many didn't believe in. A horse that, when put up for sale, no one wanted to buy. Son of Alydar, undefeated as a 3-year-old, and in the spring of '89, already considered the heir to Secretariat. There's a marked contrast, too, in the men who train the horses. For Easy Goer, it's 37-year-old Shug McGaughey, whose wife is expecting at any moment. For Sunday Silence, 76-year-old Hall of Famer Charlie Whittingham, who may have been the only person who didn't consider Easy Goer the favorite.
The Triple Crown